Hello, Chiamero TV viewers, and welcome to Fireplace. My name is Godfrey Mutiga. Today on Fireplace, we want to talk about a story of a man who has been able to inspire young people to live the American dream. He has been able to facilitate young people to live and work in the United States of America through his program known as the Kenya Airlift program. Ladies and gentlemen, today on Fireplace, I speak to Bob Mwiti, the co-founder of the Kenya Airlift program. Welcome and thank you for your support in watching our programs at Chiamero TV on Facebook and also Chiamero TV on YouTube. Mr. Bob Mwiti, good to see you.
Asante sana.
Welcome to Chiamero TV. This is a Fireplace.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, maybe for the sake of our viewers, maybe just a quick introduction of who Bob Mwiti is and most probably where you have grown up and
yes,
how you came up to come up with this Airlift program.
Welcome. Oh, sure. My name is Bob Mwiti,
yes,
as you've said.
Yeah.
I come from Meru County.
Yeah.
I actually grew up just around here,
yeah,
close to Meru town, a place called Gikumene, a village called Menga village. I went to school at Gikumene Primary School.
Okay.
I graduated from Gikumene in 1997. Passed well.
Yeah.
I was admitted to Nairobi School, but I came from a very humble family. I was brought up by my grandparents,
yes,
and they could not raise the school fees that was needed for me to go to Nairobi School. So I ended up going to Kobo High School,
yes,
which is also in Meru County. I went to Kobo High School in 1998, finished in 2001, did well in school,
yes,
scored a B+. Then I got admission to University of Nairobi,
yes,
to do a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics at the Chiromo campus.
yes.
But later on I changed to Bachelor of Commerce degree. I moved to Strathmore,
yes,
and that's really where I did my undergraduate. So I graduated from Strathmore in 2008 with a bachelor's degree in Bachelor of Commerce degree in Accounting and Finance.
Yeah.
Alafu kutoka hapo sasa I got an opportunity to go and study in the US for my master's.
Okay.
And I went to do Master of Business Administration in Professional Accountancy at Indiana University of Pennsylvania, and that's a school that is based in the state of Pennsylvania,
yes,
in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really my journey as far as academics is concerned.
Okay.
Yes.
At that point in time, when you were getting support from someone who really was feeling for you because of your poor background, what was your feeling at that point?
Well, at the time I really struggled there. I never thought I would even get out of Kenya. Okay. In fact, actually, my dream, yes, was to go to Nairobi. And actually, that's actually why even when I was in primary school, yeah, I knew I would do very well in school, in KCP, but I wanted to go to a school that was in Nairobi. Yes. And that's really one of the main reasons why I chose Nairobi school. Yeah, but you see now, when you come from a very humble background, there is those limitations when it comes to finances. Yes. And that can stop your dream. Yes. And I felt really very bad when I couldn't make it to Nairobi school, yes, because of the fact that I couldn't afford, you know, the fees to take me there. It was just 50,000. Yeah, my grandparents, they could only support me to go to Nkobo High School. Yes. Yeah, which was a big deal for them because really they didn't have a lot. Okay. And I was very, very happy with them because they were able to put me through school. Yes. Even though I could not be able to go to Nairobi school. Okay. Yeah, but they really, really did their part. Okay. Yes.
Now, where did this dream of the Kenya Airlift program come in? At what point?
Well, so when I went to the US, yes, and I graduated with a master's degree, I faced a lot of challenges in terms of finding work. Okay. Once I graduated from school. Yes. Because what happens is when you go to the US as a student, you really have to figure out how to find a company that can be able to sponsor you for, yes, you to live and work there long term. Yes. Because when you go there, you go on a student visa. Yes. And these are some of the things that I actually didn't know. So when I graduated, I was able to figure things out, yes, through some networks from some of the students that I was in school with, mostly Indians. And they told me I could get a job as, you know, in the IT industry. You know, I had a business degree, right?
Yeah, sure.
They told me I could get a job in the IT industry, probably be as a systems analyst or a business analyst. And they advised me that I could get some training which could help me get into that.
Yes.
And I took up that training. I did the training for about 5 months. Then after that, I actually got a job as a senior. I mean, as a systems analyst.
Okay.
And once I got that job, I worked in corporate America for about 5 years.
Yes.
I used to implement a system called Oracle.
Yes.
Which is a very complex system that most companies use to record their day-to-day transactions.
Yes.
And I worked for some of the Fortune 500 companies in the US. My last employer was Citibank.
Okay.
And after working for those 5 years, then I thought of starting my own business.
Okay.
In 2017. And at that point, my business, the company, the core business of the company was really to help immigrants who are already in the US to get into corporate America. Because also I realized when I went into corporate America, when I was working there as a systems analyst, there was not really many Africans who was doing those kind of jobs, you know, in the IT industry. Systems analyst, business analyst, and these are really well-paying jobs.
Yes.
And I thought of helping our own people who are already in the US, and this was in terms of you know, having a company that can be able to train them on similar skills that I had, and then also help them with placement services, basically help them with finding work in the US. So I started the company 2017, but then again when we started doing the trainings, I was faced with a challenge where the caliber of the students that we are getting into our training programs for those IT job skills trainings, they are not as good as I was expecting. So I started thinking of, because I could get, let's say for example, enroll maybe 10 students in a month, but out of those 10 students, only like even one or sometimes even none could actually crack it in terms of the training that we are offering, because these are like really complex training programs.
Yes.
So I thought of how could I get really good candidates for our training program for the company.
Yes.
So at that point, that's when I started thinking of how now to get smart people to get into our training. So I started thinking about it and I was like, hey, you know what? I can actually get people from in Kenya.
Yes.
You see? So I started thinking about getting now people from Kenya to get into our training programs, the ones that we're already running as a company.
Okay.
Now, for me to really get those smart people from Kenya, I had to find means of getting them.
Yes.
So I started thinking of also, what if I bring them as students to the US? Because I went to the US as an international student, so I had gone through that path. So I knew exactly what it takes for someone to go to the US as a student. So I thought about it. I was like, I think I can actually bring them as students, basically as master's students. Then once they graduate, because that path that I had taken to go to the US as an international student, there was a lot of challenges that I faced. I was like, because there's so many challenges in that whole process, I can actually come up with a process where
that will ease the
ease and everything.
Okay.
You know, for example, from because I realized for someone actually to go and study in the US, they need funding. Studying in the US is very expensive. It costs about, for a master's program, it will cost you about 5 million Kenya shillings in terms of tuition and living expenses. So it's like, how do I now, because I want to bring people to come and do what we are doing, but how do I now be able to find them the funding that is needed for them to go and study in the US? It's very expensive. Not many people can afford $50,000, which is 5 million Kenya shillings, to go and study. So I started thinking about how to come up with that solution. And also the other thing that I had faced was issue to do with visas. I personally, before I went to the US, it took me almost 8 years to get there, since I graduated from high school. And the reason was because I was denied visa 4 times. And which is a big problem that a lot of our people really face. So I started thinking about all those challenges, visas, funding to go to school.
Yes.
And then also I started thinking about now transitioning to get jobs now, in the US once you graduate from school.
I'm sure there was also this bit of the culture shock because
yes, of course. I mean, there's all those other little things also, someone who is going to the US as an international student face in terms of challenges, like for example, culture shock, how to transition into, food and everything and all those things. So I was like, I think I can come up with something that makes the whole process really easy for someone. They don't have to worry about everything. They don't have to worry about visas, how to figure out. They don't have to worry about how to find funding. They don't have to figure out how to settle in once they come to the US as students. They don't have to figure out how now to transition and get good jobs in corporate America. And the other big problem that a lot of people face in the US, actually a lot of people don't know on this side, is the issue of immigration papers. When you go to the US, you are a student on a student visa. You need to find a company that can sponsor you for you to live and work in the US long term. And a lot of people are not able to figure that out. I was lucky enough to be able to get employment that actually I got sponsored for my long-term work visa. And also later on I got my green card. A lot of Africans, they are not able to figure that out. In fact, actually in the US, we have at least 30% of Kenyans with no immigration papers. They basically live and work there without a legal documents. If you are caught, you get deported. It's an issue that we don't really talk about. And it's also an issue that I really wanted to solve in the Kenya Airlift program. So those are the core reasons why I really formed the Kenya Airlift program, basically to solve 3 things. 1, the issue of funding to go and study in the US. 2, the issue of good jobs in corporate America. In fact, actually, in the US, Kenyans or Africans in general, they don't make a lot of money. As much as people back home think like, watu wako majuu wako na pesa. Hatuna pesa compared to the rest of the immigrants. In fact, actually, the people that make money in the US, it's usually Indians. Wahindi. In the US, the Indians make around, their median household income of Indians as a race, it's $100,000 per year as a family. The median household income of typical Americans, it's around $60-something thousand. So Indians on average make about $1 million Kenya shillings as a family a month in the US. Americans themselves, as a family, they make up about half as much. And Wahindi wametoka India kama sisi, wameenda US kama immigrants. Kama sisi tu. The median household income of best performing groups of immigrants, it's usually Nigerians, will make around 60. Similar. About half.
No, because you're explaining a very important point. Why does that disparity?
Now that's the problem. You see now, us, by the way, Africans, we are regarded as one of the highly most employed, highly most educated groups of immigrants, Africans. Sisi tumesoma huko. But you'll find most Africans, tunafanyanga hii kazi za kuosha huku, za warehouse, watchmen, nursing homes. Ni venye watu watakai kuongea hizo story. You see, we just keep quiet about it. But actually it's a problem that needs to be addressed. And the reason is because you see also, most Africans who go to the US, because it's very hard to get a visit visa, most of them who are lucky to go to the US go there as students. But then again, the other thing that we normally make as Kenyans or Africans, when we even go to the US, is that unaonanga mtu anaombanga bank statement. Hata maybe you've heard about, nisaidie na bank statement niende embassy, niende America. But that bank statement doesn't pay for your school fees. You see, mostly people use it to get the visa. But also you don't have the school fees, which is the most important thing. When unaenda to US, ufike huko, unadhani you'll just be able to go and start working and going through school. It's very hard. In fact, actually, the law says that as an international student, you are not allowed to work outside school, and you can only work just 20 hours. So kama wewe umeenda huko kama student, na ulikuwa uko na other mission ya kwenda kutafuta job huko, utaweza kwenda through school. And the moment now you don't go through school, you'll drop out of school, and now you become an illegal immigrant. Now the problem is, when you become an illegal immigrant, it's very hard for you, as much as you are very smart. Let's say for example you scored an A- B+ here. Alafu uende huko shule, alafu usiende shule, umalize shule. You drop out of school, you become an illegal immigrant, and the moment now you become an illegal immigrant, it means huwezi pata job in corporate America.
Okay.
Understand?
I get it.
The moment you don't get a job in corporate America, what you will end up doing is these odd jobs zenye zinakulipa under the table. Okay. Na hizo job haziwezi kulipa pesa mingi.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, in Kenya, siblings will always be thinking this guy is so loaded. We need to be asking cash or maybe get some help or something.
That's the thing. In fact, actually, most people here, because you see now, when you compare what we make here and what someone is making in the US, you will always think that that person who is in the US, they are making good money.
Yes.
But in reality, that person is struggling. Okay. Because the moment you don't have the right documents, you are being paid under the table. You'll probably be getting paid about $15 an hour.
Okay.
But then you see your pesa mingi, as much as it feels like it's a lot of money.
Okay.
No, you convert to Kenya shillings, it feels like $1,500 an hour. Feels like really good money. But remember also in the US, even for us, for example, where we live in Florida, to get an apartment, mzuri, you have to pay around 100,000 Kenya shillings a month.
Wow.
So you see, if you're earning $15 an hour, it's not really a lot of money. Yeah, so I wanted to solve that problem. And that's now one of the main reasons why our people don't make good money, because most of them, they don't have the right papers to enable them to get into good jobs in corporate. Okay. Because for example, hata kampuni yangu ukikuja na una makaratasi, mimi siwezi kuandika. You understand? Yes. Yeah, so you can only work these other jobs as much as if hata kama uko na degree na umesoma, unafanya tu hizi za huku chini. So that's why you see Indians, they are doing so well because Wahindi ukienda in the IT industry, ni wow. Okay. Ukienda jobs zenye nilikuwa nafanya as a systems analyst, 90% of people who work there, it's Indians, not even Americans. Yes. And that's actually that's why they are making more money, almost double as much as what typical mzungu wa mwenye kwa America ana make. Okay. Na yetu hiyo ni muhindi. Yes.
Bwana Bob, now let us give a little bit focus now. What now did the Kenya Airlift program come to solve now at that point?
Yeah, so when I thought about it, so it was three things: funding, good jobs in corporate America, as you said, and the issue of immigration papers. Now, when I graduated, because I had to find a company that could sponsor me to live and work there. I realized also a lot of our people, they usually don't take those opportunities in terms of getting a company that can sponsor them. Yes. Mostly because they lack also the skills. Because also in the US, for a company to sponsor you to live and work there, as an international student, you actually also have to have skills that Americans don't have. Unaona? So me, when I used to be in Kenya, I used to work with a bank in Nairobi as a teller. Okay. And so when I went to the US, the only skill that I had with me, and that's one of the reasons why I was struggling, was teller skills. Who count pesa za watu kwa bank. You see, those are the jobs that you normally get when you graduate from school here. Graduate kama umefanya bachelor's. Yes. But you see also in the US, job ya teller, it's a job for someone who has actually finished high school. You understand?
Quite a difference.
Quite a bit difference, yeah. So if you are going there and you are graduating from school and you are trying to find a job with a company and telling them, hey, you know what, I want you guys to sponsor me, they will ask you, what kind of skills are you bringing that Americans don't have? Because the US government really requires companies to prove that you have the skills that Americans don't have, for them to employ you and sponsor you for that work visa. So unaona kama mimi sasa nilikuwa na hizo teller skills. Yes. So there's no way that I could get, you know, sponsorship. That's why I had to be trained on IT job skills. Yeah. So in the program, we decided now for us to help someone find good jobs in corporate America and find papers in terms of sponsorship, long-term work visa, we have to train them on job skills. So exact same trainings that we offer as a company, as our core business in the US, we offer the same training programs for these students who are coming through the program. So I'll give you an example. Let's say we take you through the Kenya Airlift program as a student. So we get you funding, and then you go through school. Let's say, for example, I get you to a school, one of our schools that we work with is University of Alabama, We take you to University of Alabama in Huntsville to do, let's say, for example, Master of Science in Business Analytics. So as you go there and start pursuing your Master of Science in Business Analytics, which you are funded through our program, we also train you on the side, on the job skills. Okay.
So
through my company,
you solve now the challenge of getting the job.
Challenge of getting the job. So to solve challenge of funding, to solve challenge of getting jobs. So we train you on job skills. These are job skills. These are not academic, because when you ukiwa shule, you are learning academic, and that is not enough for you to get a job on the other side once you graduate. Okay. So we train you on those job skills through my company, and then now you graduate, we find you a job. All right. Okay. All right. So we actually had to look at a very long-term approach to business through my company, because also I get people asking me so many questions about what is the catch for you, what is there for you in this Kenya Airlift program, why should you provide all these things? Yes. And just like that. Because sometimes also our program sounds like it's too good to be true, which actually sometimes it doesn't go down well. I mean, because people are used to getting scammed and all that. Yeah. Well,
I think you should explain. Is it too good to be true? Is it too good to be true?
It's good. Yeah. It's good, and it's a very, very genuine program. Okay. We had to take a very long-term approach to business, in the sense that now, if you go through everything, we train you on those things, we get you through school, we train you on those job skills, you don't have to pay anything for the trainings and all that, you don't have to pay us for us to get you a job. But now from a long-term business perspective, actually when we get you a job, we make money. Wow. Yeah, we make money. If we place you in our projects for any of our clients, and
how does that happen for us? Or it's a business secret, eh?
No, not really. I mean, our business model, we are more of like a consulting firm. Okay. Let's take, for example, a company like Deloitte. That's what Deloitte does. So Deloitte, what they do is they get projects from clients and then implement them. And they charge the client a certain amount of money. They could charge, let's say, for example, a project for $1 million. Okay, to implement a project, maybe for example 6 months, and then they have to get the resources to implement that project. So it's the same thing with us. So we get projects, basically, because now in the Kenya Airlift program we are creating a pipeline of talent, to may train and everything. They have all the skills that are needed, and then now they can implement our project. We charge the clients, and then we pay you. Okay. Yeah, so that's really the business model. Okay. Yeah, so we had to take a long-term approach to business, and that's why I raised this point, because we get so many people asking us, like, for example, what's there? What's the catch? Okay. So our catch is basically to create a pipeline of talent that we can be able to use later on once we graduate from school, so that we can implement our clients' projects, and that's how really we make money. Okay.
You're watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Upstack America. Upstack America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.upstackamerica.com. Upstack America, we wake you up to the unlimited potential within you.
Yes. Let us now talk about the Kenyan story and the people who have benefited from your program. Yes. Most probably would like to mention some of the beneficiaries and how you have been able to select some of these people to go and study the US.
Absolutely. So in the Kenya Airlift program, we started the program in late 2018. It was very hard for us actually to really get going, because of the fact that the Kenyan public were not. They had not seen something like this that was really good, you know. And like I said, it was sounding like it's too good, you know. And then COVID hit, you know. It was, embassies were closed, no one could travel. But so far we've taken 46, as of last December, we had 46 students currently studying in the US. This August, we're expecting to take 100 students to the US. As we speak, even today, I got someone who got a visa, one of the students. So we are getting students getting visas almost on a daily basis. We expect to take at least 100 students to the US. And then currently we've enrolled over 1,000 students into the program. But you see also, as 1,000 students, they have to go through the process, because even if you join the program today, you don't go to the US tomorrow. It's a process that actually takes at least a year for you to relocate. Yeah, so we are currently enrolling at least 100 students a month. And these students, for example, we'll get a very huge number, most probably from January next year. Those who will be going. But for this August, around 100 at least. Okay. So those are the beneficiaries that have gone through the program. So like I said, you join the program, there's some exams that you have to do. It takes time also to study for those exams. It's called GMAT. Okay. GMAT is basically, it stands for Graduate Management Admissions Test. Yes. And it's an exam that you have to do if you want to go and study in a very nice school in the US for your master's. Okay. And that exam takes time to study. So that's why also the process takes long. Yes. So they do the GMAT exam. You have to pass also if you're in the program. All right. And then after that, then we start application to the schools that we work with. And then after that, then we start applying for funding. Yes. We are funded by a company called Empower Financing, the official funding partner. Okay. And then also the schools that we work with, they offer something called Graduate Assistantship Awards, which are more like scholarships. Yes. And then after that, then we now start the process of applying for visas. Okay. We also have a very, very intensive visa coaching program, because remember I said initially that I was denied visa 4 times. Okay. I know the pain of not being given a visa. So we really focus on making sure that the students who are coming through the program, they don't get denied those visas. And actually you have a very, very good visa approval rates in the program. Okay. Generally, for Africans, only 30% of Africans get student visas to go and study either in the US or Canada. Just 30%, okay. Which is very low actually. So those are the odds that our students have to deal with when it comes to finding visas to go and study in the US and Canada. Okay. But through the Kenya Airlift program, because of the work that we do, and because of the fact that we have our students are actually funded, our students don't take bank statements claiming that someone is supporting them and all that, you know, uncles and all that. No, we actually fund these students. Yes. So they are able to get these visas, because actually what I always tell people is that if you can be able to show that you're a genuine student who is going to study in the US government actually wants you. It's not like they deny people just like that because we are Africans or anything like that. No. Yes. It's because most of the time our students make that mistake of just presenting bank statements, claiming their uncle is supporting them. And the first thing that the visa officer will ask you is, why would your uncle pay for you 5 million Kenya shillings? Hata kama anakupenda aje, you understand? It's not normal. Yeah. It's not normal. Hata kama uko na uncle mwenye ako na pesa mingi aje. So that's the mistake that our people normally make, and that's why they get denied visas. That's why you see now our visa approval rate is about 30%. Okay. And yet when you come through the Kenya Airlift program, as of last year December, we had a visa approval rate of about 92%. Okay. 92. But you see also 92 is because it's very high, because also it's not like we had so many students going through the embassy. Okay. So of course now as the program grows, because like I was telling you, we're enrolling about 100 students a month. Yes. So maybe from next year we'll probably be taking maybe even 500 students at a go to the embassy. Now so the rate may go a little bit lower, but still good enough. Yeah, sure. Yes. Before we finish that point on enrollment, yes. I'm sure some of our viewers and our listeners are sitting somewhere and wondering, what are these specific requirements do I need to join the Kenya Airlift program? Yes, so because of the fact that we really want people that we can be able to employ later on, we don't just take anybody, unfortunately. So it means that you have to be brilliant. Okay. And by brilliant means you have to have done very well in your high school and also in your undergraduate. Okay. Now when it comes to high school qualifications, to join the Kenya Airlift program, you must have scored at least a B in KCSE with a B in math. Okay. Okay, a B in KCSE with a B in math. B in terms of mean grade, yeah? And then also, for your undergraduate, you must have scored at least a strong second lower. If you scored a second lower, it has to be a strong one. Yes. Yeah. Usually we convert from that any university in Kenya. From any university and for any undergraduate major. So even though we actually take students who are interested in doing IT or business master's program, and I'll tell you why, we don't require you to have done anything like that for your undergraduate, because actually you can be able to do an IT master's without actually having done an IT undergraduate. Okay. Now the reason why we take those who are interested in taking either an IT or business master's program is because of the fact that our main goal of the program is to help you find work in the US once you graduate from school.
Yes.
But you see, now as a company, we are an IT consulting firm. So if you take, let's say for example, you want to do nursing as a master's program.
Yes.
Sasa ukiingia kwa program ya Airlift na wewe unataka kuwa nurse, unajua sasa wewe hatutaweza kukutafutia kazi ukigraduate, because we don't know how to get jobs for nurses.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So that's why we want
so in
those
other words,
people.
you cannot take such an offer?
No.
Okay.
No, even if you really want to get into the program,
yes,
we can't. It has to be someone who is interested in getting into the tech industry.
Okay.
Yes, because that's how we can be able to train you, because like I told you, when you're doing your masters, we train you on the side. And the only training that we do is for IT skills. Okay. And even the placement services that we offer you is for IT jobs. So that's really why it's like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, a little bit on the people who have benefited so far.
Yes.
Maybe you would like to mention on that and tell our viewers those people who have benefited. How are they and how are they faring, and maybe the numbers and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So those who are already in the US, like I said, we have 46 as of last day. The student who got visa today, we have 16 for August. We have quite a huge, substantial number of students who have pending visa slots between now and July.
Okay.
Now, in fact, in terms of those who are already in the US, they are doing very well. In fact, our first beneficiaries, they just graduated this May.
Oh, okay.
Last month.
Yeah. Were you able to get them jobs so far?
Yes, yes, okay. They have job. Actually, one of them, Wilfred, is actually from Meru, not very far away from here.
Okay.
He's working for us as a senior business analyst. So he's actually the one who is in charge of running most things in the program as we speak.
Okay.
He had been working for us for quite a while. Even when he was in school, he used to help us.
That should be your first student?
Yes, those are our first beneficiaries of the program. Huyo kwanza, huyo ndiye alikuwa wa kwanza kuenroll kwa program. He's the first student actually to believe in this program. Okay. So I met him in 2018. Akaniambia he wanted to go to the US. Nikamwambia, I'm thinking of something here. Yes. I think you can join. And he believed in it. Yeah, so you've actually gotten him a job. He's working for us as a senior business analyst. Yes. The other student also who graduated, her name is Elsie. She had been featured before on TV, on KTN. She just graduated, but she's finishing her, because you see also, for us also to help you find work,
yeah, sure,
you have to finish our training programs.
Yes.
Hizo zenye tunakutrain on the side. So for her, she's just about to finish those training programs, and then now we can start looking for a job for her.
Okay.
Yeah, so she should be having a job in the next maybe 2 or so months.
All right.
Yeah.
Bob, you have lived in the US for quite a while now.
Yes.
What is that advice you're giving these young people in Kenya that really want to go and live, work in the US?
Well, yes, I've lived there for some time.
Yeah.
I've been, I went there in 2009, so I've been there for about 12 years.
Yeah, sure.
The US itself is a very nice country. There's a lot of opportunities there. But then also again, what I've seen with our people, the mistake that they make is that they go there blindly.
Okay.
And that's really also what happened to me. So when I went to the US as a student, I was just happy that I had gotten the visa. But then again, I didn't know. And I mean, if you ask anybody who want to go to the US as a student, for example, they will tell you that they want to go there, graduate, and stay there and find work. But actually, most people, they don't know how to get that good job. You know, how to get also that visa for you now to be able to transition from being on a student to living and working there. Yes. So most of them go there blindly. So my advice to anybody who is out there and they really want to go there as a student, transition and live and work there, you know, long term, they need to know in advance what exactly that they need to do for them to actually be able to live and work there. Okay. Because if you go as a student, you are not allowed to work once you graduate from school unless you have a work visa. Okay. And you have to find a company that is willing to sponsor you. Yes. And as we said, for that company to sponsor you, you have to have a skill that most Americans don't have. Ukienda na skills zako hapo za teller, kama mimi venye nilikuwa nimeenda, utapata kazi. You see, that's the problem. Yeah. And that's what most of our people actually, that's how most of our people go. Yeah. They don't know anything, wanaenda huko wanakuwa surprised. And then the next thing you hear, someone has graduated, hajapata kazi. And the moment, if you don't get, actually, in the US, if you don't get a job within the first 60 days of graduation, unafaa urudi. And of course, most people don't want to kurudi. So what happens? Kama utaki kurudi, wanakaa huko chini ya maji. Na ukikaa chini ya maji then now you can't work in good jobs.
Yes.
So it becomes a cycle. So you end up now working in these old jobs, ulipi mzuri. Ndio maana sasa it comes down to what we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Why is our people not making as much money as the Indians?
Okay.
Ni hiyo process ya kwenda kama wajui Kenya wanaenda kufanya hivyo tu blindly.
Okay.
So what I will tell them is this, there's a lot of information out there on the internet.
Yes.
In fact, actually, even personally, I do a lot of these interviews. I share a lot of this information on my YouTube channel. There's so much information, valuable information that you can actually go out there and read and watch that will help you make a very good decision when it comes to going and studying in the US, so that you don't have to struggle, Luko.
Well.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Apart from now the Kenya Airlift program, most probably, have you ever thought maybe of coming back to Kenya and most probably starting up something else? Or you just permanently want to stay in the US and work and live there?
Actually, you see also, as much as we in the US and I have a company in the US, most of our business is here in Kenya. We have our office in at Muthaiga Square in Nairobi on Thika Road, and we are employing Kenyans, you know, to run the program. In fact, actually, we envisioned what we wanted in the Kenya Lift program is to have a program that is self-sustaining in terms of talent, in terms of the people that work for us. So even in this Kenya Lift program, in fact, actually those who work for us, they are actually students in the program. Hata wajaenda bado. We have, for example, the exam that we do, that exam that we told you about. We have trainers. These guys, we pay them a lot of money. We have our trainers making over 200,000 Kenya shillings a month through the program. And these are students. Hata wajaenda US bado, they are working for the program. So we are giving back to Kenya even when you're still, even though the program is for the US, even on this side, before even these guys relocate to Kenya, they already have jobs. People work for us, for example, who do the onboarding processes. These are guys who are actually in the program. Hata wamepata visa just the other day. And they keep on working for the program. So we are touching lives directly through the program because we're employing students even before they get to the US. And actually even also what we want. We don't just want to take, because also there's something that also, there's also a concern that I always get from, you know, when we talk about this Kenya Lift program. People say, hey, you know, you're taking our best and taking them to the US to benefit another country. Well, yes, we are taking the best, but also this best, they can always come back and give back to our country. We have the what do you call it? The Konza Technopolis that needs people with the right skills. And these guys can go to the US, gather the right skills there, because, you know, the US is very advanced when it comes to IT and all that. They can go there, learn, and they actually don't have to live and work there, you know, long term. I mean, someone can go there and they can get really good opportunities back in Kenya. You see, companies like Google, these big tech firms, they've set up bases in Kenya. And they can always be willing to take these guys back home and they can be able to implement their project when they are here in Kenya. So these guys can always come back and give back to the community. Also, these guys can come up with businesses. These guys will be supporting their siblings back in Kenya. You know, I've done a lot as an individual, even for my family. I've taken my siblings through school, cousins, people even that I don't know. We support, actually, I have kids that I support in my former high school. I have a kid that I support in Meru School. I have a kid that I support in at St. Mary's Girls High School through scholarships. These are not my own, these are not my siblings. I'm not even related to these people. So exact same thing that would happen. These people who are going to the US, they'll be coming back, supporting others here and uplift everybody in the community. So it's not a matter of just taking best brains and taking them to the US. These are brains that will actually come back and invest back home. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Ms. Bode, what is your parting shot on the whole program and the whole of this idea about the Kenya Airlift program, just before we end the program? I'd like you to face the camera and tell the people of Meru, Kenyans, your parting shot.
Absolutely. So first of all, I want to thank you so much for giving me the platform and the opportunity to talk about the program. To anybody who is out there and maybe you've heard about the program, I know sometimes there's usually concerns about, maybe the program is too good to be true. What I can tell you is that this is a very, very genuine program. We've actually won awards. Last year I won an award for co-founding the program by the International Council of Education Professionals, and these are actually Wazungus, not even Kenyans. You know, they recognize you for the work. They've recognized me for the work that I've done. My co-founder, who is Honorable DMK, was also given an award, Mtumishi of I think 2019. Yeah. And it's because of the work that we are doing in the program. You know, we have students who are benefiting into the from the program. Yeah. And so what all you need to do is just reach out to us. We have an office in Nairobi. It's in Muthaiga Square, Suite 311. And just go there, talk to them. We have a team there that will be willing to help you out in terms of your questions. Also, we have a website. It's www.kenyaairliftprogram.com. Program, you spell it as PROGRAM. And you can call us, and we'll be more than happy to help you get into the program and make your American dream a reality. So thank you so much, and God bless you.
Okay, asante sana Bwana Mwiti.
You're welcome.
Thank you for gracing Chiamero TV
Asante.
Fireplace.
Yes.
And we actually want to congratulate you for the work that you are doing for Kenyans, and even the work that you're doing in the US.
Thanks.
Being able to inspire young people and being able to make them live the American dream.
Asante sana.
And most probably in the future, we'll also look forward to hosting you again.
No problem. Anytime.
Thank you very much.
Asante.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Chiamero TV viewers, that has been Fireplace. I've been your host, Godfrey Mutiga. I've been hosting Bob Mwiti, the co-founder of the Kenya Airlift program. He has been able to inspire young people and been able to help young people get access to jobs in the US through the Kenya Airlift program. Thank you for watching Chiamero TV and watching Fireplace, and thank you for subscribing to Chiamero TV on YouTube and also Chiamero TV on Facebook. See you next time.
You've been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Upstack America. Come back next time to hear more steps and missteps that I took on the path to becoming a successful immigrant in USA. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.